Today we are looking at a new brand for us here on the channel, Basic Maintenance Labs. This is a brand that reached out to me a while back. They are from Canada, and they reached out to me a while back to take a look at a product from their lineup. And after doing the initial vetting that I do with pretty much every new brand that I come across, I had a conversation with their co-founder, Andrew Lucas. I actually, after that conversation, invited him on my podcast, Behind the Brew, the podcast, which y'all should check out if you haven't already. I'm actually recording season 3 right now as we speak. Season 3 is on the way, but I've got a lot of really awesome episodes from seasons 1 and 2, so check that out. And I agreed after that to take a closer look in an episode here on the channel because I really enjoyed the conversation with him. I felt like our views on grooming in general really just lined up, and I thought they had a very interesting lineup of products. But for today's video here, we are taking a look at just one product from their line, their face lotion, which I think is one of their top sellers, if I remember correctly. But I want to add that if you look at their site, I think there's actually a lot of items there that you guys would be interested in. Protein pomade, cleansing clay, shampoos, all types of stuff. I hope we can actually make more videos on those in the future. But today we are looking at this right here, the face lotion, which the brand describes as a face lotion that's basically a nutritional shake for your face. They say it's not just your average lotion, it's actually active packed with proteins, proenzymes, fatty acids, antioxidants, vitamins, and hydrating compounds. Say all of that 5 times fast. I'm out of breath just saying it myself. Beyond that, though, it was designed to repair, replenish, reinforce, and encourage quite a few things, including multi-layer hydration treatments for imperfections, healthy collagen production, and a bunch of other things. I mean, look at their site. There's just a ton of things that this dropped it. Look at their site. There's a ton of things that this does. Tons of things that this does. Price-wise, we are looking at $54 for 80 milliliters of product. 80 milliliters of product, which they do say actually lasts about 4 months based on the recommended usage. Speaking of that too, I'm going to actually show you my experience using this for an entire week. Yes, this is usually the part in the video where I would show you what this looks like up close, but it's a lotion. There's not really much to spend a bunch of time showing you, but so instead I'm gonna show you my experience while using it. This is my face before. Yes, I do have a bit of a breakout going on, sorry about that, but this is real life. Breakouts happen, especially when you're on testosterone treatment like me. When I use this lotion, I'm using the recommended small amounts, of course, and I am using it right after washing my face, and what I feel is really nice and quick absorption, no oily feel or anything like that. And I do agree very much that you only need a small amount, so I can easily see why this lasts you for months. I mean, you just need the tiniest amount, really, and it works very well. Here's the end of day 1, and this is usually the part in the day where my skin would be quite oily. It's definitely a lot less here that we're able to see. There's still some there, especially around my nose area, but I do think it actually helped. I do think this actually helped with that as well, and I'm going to show you with the footage going on for the rest of the days here. And I think one thing that I learned about this, and maybe it can be applied to skincare as a whole, going forward as far as videos go, but using something like this 1 or 2 times and then using it for a week is very different. They're two very different things, because using it for multiple days actually gives the product a chance to apply what's in it to your entire facial situation. This really isn't like a hair product, for example, that I'm usually looking at, where it pretty much shows its cards after a couple hours. I mean, you kind of know when something's going to give out after a couple hours. It tells you what it is. Something like this gets better the longer you use it, and that is exactly what I saw here. As the days went by, I'm noticing more and more improvements, less oily skin, especially again around my nose and forehead where it's just really bad usually. And I'm noticing less redness, and I think it will help long term with the breakouts that I tend to get, again, from my treatment. It's just usually a big struggle for me. And I do think having something like this will help long term. Another thing that I actually loved about this was the fact that it's fragrance free. I mean, you guys know I've got a scent allergy, and there are fragrances that I can tolerate. over others. You know, there's some that are really bad, some that I can actually tolerate, but even with ones that I can tolerate, having it on my face, you know, in my skincare can still be a challenge for me. So having a lotion like this that is scent-free is a big benefit in my opinion. Overall, I do have to say, after looking at everything, trying it out for an entire week, longer than a week, just filming it actually for a week, but I actually tested it out for a couple of weeks. I do think this was a very solid product, and I have to say I'm impressed by what I see here from both the product and the brand. I think after using this, and again, talking to their founder, getting to know the brand, getting to know the ideals that went into creating the brand, you know, a bit through that conversation, and then again on my podcast, like I mentioned, I think this is going to be a brand that folks are really going to want to pay attention to. I mean, specifically looking at this lotion, it was a really solid product to test out and look at and use. It worked exceptionally well, and honestly, I want to try more from this brand. I want to see what else they offer, and I want to see how the other things compare. I mean, I really want to give you guys a more rounded opinion of this brand. I think this is a really good first impression, but I do think I need to try out more from this brand to give you a better opinion of the brand overall. But I can tell you, just based off this, it worked really well in my opinion. I think it just was a solid lotion. It didn't leave my face feeling greasy. I loved the fact that it was scent free, and I think the more I used it, the better the situation became, and that is something that I really think is valuable. And once again, I think it's pertinent at this point to try other things from Basic Maintenance Labs. So it's just, if anything, just to give you guys a more educated opinion on the brand, because it's got me very interested now. I think if the rest of the products work as well as this is going to be a brand you guys are really going to want to know about. As always, though, the final verdict is up to you. And if you'd like to check this out, a link to their shop will be in the description down below. And do me a favor too, if you'd like to see more from this brand like I do, let me know in the comments section, and make sure you're subscribed as well with those notifications turned on so you can get alerted when those videos hopefully come out very soon. I also want to wish you all many blessings this holiday season. Have a great holiday this weekend. Merry Christmas to all of you. And of course, y'all take it easy. I'll see you next time.